There comes a time in a young man's life when they realize they're staring down the barrel of a lifetime of loneliness, failure, and general squalor. And due to our NPC programming, we tend to come to the same solution to this problem: hit the gym and get super jacked. You might wonder how lifting heavy rocks solves the underlying problems young men face, like having the social skills of a heavy rock. But we're not out here trying to find solutions that actually work. Lifting is an unfalsifiable solution to your problems. If you get big and your life still sucks, it's still possible that if you get even bigger, your life will stop sucking. You never know, so you can never stop lifting. At the end of the day, self-improvement is always going to be an attractive solution because it sells you the dream that if you work hard enough, you can become not you. After 5 years of consistent dedication and hard-earned progress in the gym, I'm proud to say that I've gained incredibly strong body dysmorphia that follows me around in every aspect of life. I've always found it curious how I managed to logic my way into spending a large portion of my early 20s in the gym just so I could have a six-pack while formatting an Excel spreadsheet. So I thought I'd share my tales and wisdom I've collected in my journey as a down bad gym bro. Being a beginner lifter is intimidating because the decision to start lifting is usually preempted by a realization of your own inadequacy. Then you show up to the gym, and all around you are jacked people being empirical evidence of your own inadequacy. Not even kidding, the first time I stepped into a weight room, I was so intimidated that I turned right around and left. I did make it in the next day, and then I spent 15% of my waking hours for the next 5 years in that place. Early on, your workouts might be fueled by raw self-hatred or the pain of rejection, but you'll soon realize that no amount of tears will get you that PR on bench. That's where the newly acquired caffeine addiction will come in handy. The early stages of lifting are filled with clueless chimping around the gym. Lots of messing up and looking like an idiot. Maybe you'll grab a pair of dumbbells only to do 1.5 reps because it's too heavy. Maybe you'll have the misfortune of meeting God under a failed 135-pound squat. Eventually you figure things out, and as I became an intermediate, I experienced a multitude of the canon events many people encounter on their lifting journeys. Starting out, my gym music was the typical bro mixture of hip-hop and heavy metal, but a seasoned lifter eventually discovers the power of Carly Rae Jepsen during incline bench. The first time bulking was great because eating is the only source of happiness in my life, but then you start looking like the face of the American obesity crisis, and that's not so great. The first cut was cool because I got abs TM, but then I realized it had been 7 years since another human being had seen me shirtless, and I had to reevaluate whether the suffering was worth it. The first real injury I faced was when I threw my back out doing RDLs. The gym was close to where I lived at the time, so I always got there by walking, but after throwing my back out, I had to thug it out and limp a mile back home. I reflected on what I had gotten out of years of lifting in that moment. I was physically crippled, geographically destitute, and $40 per month less liquid. Unless you're a real athlete, the point of lifting is to look better. What many people underestimate is the length of time it takes to actually look better. Depending on how shambolic your starting point is, this can be multiple years. It was only a couple months ago that I escaped the "do you even lift" territory. So far, the only difference in life is noticing that pant legs were designed for guys who skip legs. And while I'm the least qualified person to talk about this, I'm confident in saying that lifting doesn't necessarily make you more attractive to women. It's completely delusional behavior to think you can rizz up a girl by mentioning your 7-rep max on front squats. The lifestyle of a gym bro: consistent exercise, regimented dieting, and abstinence from any of life's vices that could potentially decrease your deadlift numbers is technically the healthy and correct lifestyle to pursue. But that's why it's so detrimental to the down bad gym bro. All this stuff is the performative effort I need to deflect responsibility away from myself for still ending up as a 23-year-old hopeless loser. My point is, if you're using a 3x10 of Bulgarian split squats to compensate for your fear of talking to women, you're officially cooked. I know this because I'm at the point that I do my Bulgarians with the 90-pound dumbbells. It may seem like I'm projecting a very negative image of being a gym bro, but it's not like I'm going to stop lifting anytime soon. I don't have much going for me, but the fake mental superiority that comes with having a bicep vein is what gets me out of bed each morning.